Right, welcome back to Map Guides. So it's been a while. I've just been basically waiting to get some games on Studzianki and some other maps just to make some more guides for you. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Right, this is the first strat for West. This is predominantly the one I use right now, though I may have to change it after this video releases. But really simply, it's just you're expecting a full north push in the beginning because a lot of teams are kind of doing that. So you're just ready for it instantly. You only have one EBR. If you feel like you need another EBR, you can take another one instead of maybe one of these tanks. Just if you're not confident on this kind of south push. But yeah, the idea is if they are heavy south, I don't know, like 6 tanks or something, and they push into this, you're just instantly pushing the north because they don't really have enough to hold it. So you'll have these 6 I7s push like this. You'll have the 260 go up here. If there is a guy here, you'll send another I7 to go clear it, just to make sure he dies quickly. And then you'll continue. If there's a guy here, you'll just push him out. But if there's something here, you go kill it with enough. Probably 3. If they have a guy here, you might need to send an extra one. These double 279s go on the outside. So you have something that kind of looks a bit like this, let's say. I mean, let's say there's only one guy there. Let's just send 3 here. The other ones can come to maybe here, like this, right? So yeah, the idea is most teams will react by coming like this, and then they just got crossfired to fuck. Like you have the whole that punish them when they go up here. This 279 might even back off so you don't get caught. So you end up like this, and yeah, good luck pushing into 5 tanks when double of them are mouses. And you can send this guy, 3 guys back. This 260. Ideally, he probably stays if they are pushing like this, so he can provide crossfire. Even if they push out, which they won't, they'll probably push into this mouse and these 2 mouses. And yeah, I've had a lot of battles like this where I kind of easily won them because I didn't really have any other reaction. So that's quite nice if they do that. Obviously, these people inside here need to make good decisions. Like this mouse can only cross across if he's not going to get fucked from the people in the ball. If he can cross over, then he should probably cross over, and maybe these I7s will come help to make sure he doesn't get just left alone and die. And maybe he even crosses over to here, so he's even more safe. Something like that. Something like this would maybe even be better. But yeah, so that's kind of like one reaction if they go full south. If they are going full south, they might just continue. If they've seen these I7s with, like, these I7s need to go literally like red line so they don't get spotted by this EBR doing the run on the top. Obviously they might know if you do shoot them, but they might just continue like this. And then it's kind of your decision on what you want to do. Ideally, this 279 runs, if he can, back to like here. This whole reruns to here. And then it's either your choice of either you push this out again. Kind of depends if you can catch a lot of stuff. If you can catch a lot of stuff, I'd probably always push this. If you can't push it, you don't think there's a lot here. Like, I don't know, they are literally going full south. Maybe like, I don't know, and you don't see anything else, then like maybe it's not worth it to push. And you might just come back to reinforce this area so they can't push it out. Maybe even re-push it yourself. Yeah, up to you. But you need to make the choice of either pushing this or coming back. And yeah, that's completely up to you. You'd probably leave. Like this 260 goes up here, this 279. You might bring one back, and then these double mouses can just stay here for now. But yeah, these double mouses actually should probably be a bit further, and they should be like here and here. So they can cover anything that's pushing onto the 279 in the beginning. But yeah, if they push like, if they are I think that's kind of all the reactions. If they are camping, then I recommend pushing the K line, and just pushing like to this house, and keeping like all the G7-9s and mouses in the city. Maybe the G60 can go up here, and the Hori maybe comes to here, or he comes to support the south. It's up to kind of you, and then you're bringing the rest of your team, and you're just going to go push this with 7 tanks. It's like 279 plus all these people, right? And you just push across to this house. These positions here can also shoot this. I forgot to say when I was doing this location. Either side, like these 2 locations can be shot from the south, like if they come to here or here. So you do need to be careful if you're putting a tank here and giving up the south. Like he cannot stay here, he needs to go down afterwards. So yeah, but yeah, I would recommend pushing this if you're breaking a camp. But you can, I mean, it depends on how they're laid out. If they are set up here with, I don't know, like a guy here, a guy here, a guy here, I would probably push the A line. But yeah, you just need to see where has the least tanks, I guess, and push it. But this push is quite annoying to do. But yeah, that's kind of it for this strat. I'll probably make another one. I'll see. Right, okay, here is the next strategy. This is just kind of a south opening, really. Things to mention is, like, you could replace these mouses with something else if you wanted. You could replace the E3N mouse here with something else if you wanted. I just think a mouse and E3 will just delay for as long as possible, to where you can bring your i7s in to help your team hopefully clear this up. Yeah, I mean, the things you need to be worried about would be like if they have like 10 IS7s, they need to be worried that they might play full south with all of them. And obviously you only have 8 here, so you may lose. Especially as you don't have an EBR spotting for you. I mean, you can bring 2 EBRs if you want. I don't know, replace the 279 for an EBR if you want, but yeah, it's pretty simple. Go with the I7s here. If they don't contest you, you probably want to just go like this with some instantly, because most likely their reaction will be like this. If they have a lot of I7s. If they don't have a lot of I7s, they might be camping, then it's fine. You can just take this and chill. But yeah, most people, if they're not contesting this with a lot of I7s, they're doing kind of like what I did, and like holding the I7s on the rails, waiting to see what happens. And then you probably want to come like this. This I7 is going in like this straight, just to, again, to spot this rotation, meaning they can't go quick way, they have to go literally red line to cross it. Yeah, I mean, that's really it for this strat. Again, yeah, if they push instantly off opener, like a full north push, you just bring your I7s in, and you hopefully overwhelm this area. You have the double 279 that can farm them as they go all the way down. You have an E3 and mouse that will last a long time, hopefully, to where hopefully they won't die. This Hori is probably just staying here to support the mouse and 279s. He could maybe go over here to get some better shots. This 279 will just probably come to here to help. And that's really it. You could also, if you for some reason don't think you can get back, you might just push their base instead. And maybe that'll work. You will just delay them with enough here to get their base, especially if they haven't killed the building in the cap. But it is very risky. The cap is completely open. If they have one guy spotting the cap, then you will get spotted and get reset. So it is quite risky to do that. So most of the time you should probably come back into base. But I think I have a replay showing that the enemy team just did this, and it was quite a hard game to win, even though some of my players fucked up. But you know, happens. But yeah, I mean, if the enemy team is coming south with a lot, then it's kind of just up to you and how you want to do it. Do you want to commit into the dip and be like, I don't know, like this? The I7 can come down, and then you have to decide. Maybe the Hori will come across to this house with the 279. The 279 will push up to here. Maybe do something like this. if they contest the south, it really depends on how many I7s they have, I think. If they have more than you need to be worried. If not, then I think taking south is kind of not free, but most of the time you should just win it. If they commit all the way, then it's quite nice because you can probably just come up to like these areas here and just start fucking them in the side, and they have to run away, and hopefully you can get some shots with your Hori as they cross back over like this. And that's really it for that strat. Really, we'll just show you some replays now. Right, here is a replay from West. As you can see, this is just the same strat basically that I showed you from the other side. This is with Reddit X. I think they asked me to FC because I don't think the FC had any idea on what to do on Studzianki. But yeah, obviously they have an I7 here, so I have to send two guys to go over the A line to kill it. These guys just keep on pushing down. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a few mistakes here from me not microing enough, but you will understand. I think we should be winning this game, really. We should really be sending these... we should really have something like here to spot this rotation. And yeah, I mean, this enemy team also had a fucking STRV in the corner, which like no one ever does that, really. I mean, we trade 1 for 1, so it's okay. We sent way too much down here. I think I said send 3 guys here. I think. And for some reason we sent way more. I don't know why. We should have only sent 2 there, and we should have had like this IS-7, that IS-7, like these 2 at least to come back. So we could kind of put some more crossfire here. I don't... like, this mouse is probably playing a bit too passive. He should be kind of like here instead, but it's fine. I think he trades okay, especially with the Hori helping, but I'd probably have preferred him to be like where this I7 is now. But his position is fine. Yeah, I mean, like, we waste... there's so much time here to kill this guy. It's so bad. We should have been having like 2 more guys join the fight, which would be enable us to then push onto this group. Like, we have this I7, this 277, even this I7, and this full health I7 to come in, to come kill this and clear this out, so we win this really quickly. But yeah, because we have to wait a long time, we can no longer push into this, and we have to start trying to get angles into them. Myself, I think this Hori should not stay here, especially because we are losing the south. He should be on rails, just to have a bit more cover, and he's okay to sit here and he doesn't get killed when eventually our 279 dies. But yeah, as you can see, like now these I7s are in, we can kind of kill this group, but it took way too much time to kill that 60 DP, even though it was a 3v1, but it should have been like a 1v2 with low health I7, killing him until he's like 1,000 health, and then that guy comes into the fight. So like a little bit of misplays there. But yeah, I mean, the game is still very close. Some other mistakes here as well, like I tell these double I7s to leave and go here. To help this I7, but they're like a bit too late, so now they have to dump into this. You know, still okay, still fine now. That guy should not be peeking to get killed by that guy, but you know, it is what it is. This TP as well, like, it's fine. Personally, I would have just... I don't know why he went... yeah, he just waited a little bit. He should have just gone here and killed him, but now he also, I think, he bounces or something. I think on this guy, which kind of loses us the game as well. He just rushes a shot, so he doesn't pen, and now the other I7 is here, so he can ram and kill him, and the game's lost. So, like, a few pointers here. If there is one guy here, only send 2 for him. It should be 2 max. It shouldn't be no more. And you should probably just go dump him instantly, especially if they don't have any TD covering him. If they have a TD covering him, then maybe you just don't kill him. I mean, you could just dump over into this like area here to kill him, but that's kind of up to you, for them players to decide if they want to do that or not. Because you need to come back into this fight really quickly to help your mouse and 279s, right? But yeah, that's the first replay. Right, this is the first strat from East. This is just basically what I do from West side, but on the other side, because this map is very symmetrical, so you can't really do, well, you can do a strat on both sides of the map, really, without any problems. Yeah, same ideas apply. If they have a lot of I7s, think about maybe just opening as a full north strat. If they have less than you can probably take the south, and then, you know, if they full push north off of seeing your I7s, I would, if you don't see them contesting the south, I would probably instantly just start going like this with at least most of them. Maybe one I7 goes like this, just to take the control, probably here to be the most safe. And yeah, you just get ready to crash into this if they're doing a north strat. If they don't have a lot of I7s and they're just defending and they're camping, then I would just take the south, get some guys here, probably make this really annoying to play, and then I'd probably end up pushing north here. But it obviously depends, you know, if you see them set up here, here, then maybe this push is probably better. You probably just push your team like this to this building with like 3, the rest of them come to here, and you just fight. You can probably, if you can take up to this, I would take up to that with one of your 279s, and maybe your 279 just comes on the outside like this, goes to here, and then can start shooting the back of this house. Yeah, that's kind of it for if they're camping. And there's not really much more to explain, really. Again, if they're coming south, up to you and how you want to defend it. You could go sit here and like sometimes here, or you could commit into the dip with your 279 above and your Hori replacing this 279. This I7 might come. Like, it's really hard to deal with. Again, you can replace the mouses if you want with something faster, maybe just TPs, just so you can maybe push this faster, but up to you. You could maybe turn this guy into another Hori, so you could then bring him up to here to then get some better shots. If he's a Sturv, I feel like it's kind of bad because they just overmatch him and they kill him kind of quickly. But, you know, if you can double Bashir, then maybe a Sturv is fine, but like, you want these 2 people to last quite a long time so you can get your I7s into the fight. That's really it for East. I will show you my normal strat as well from this side, but it will just be the same. Right. Here is basically the mirror image strat that I did from West. Again, it's pretty simple. You go here with the I7, you aim on this, aim for the EBR. If he does come up all the way, you should murder him. The 279 can also aim, maybe even the mouses if they come like this. This 279 is instantly going in to spot this whole line or dip or whatever you want to call it. This 279 instantly going here to spot this approach. After he sees a shit ton of I7s, he probably should just run away. If he sees only like 2 or 3, it should be fine. He should be just staying. But yeah, most of the times, as soon as you see any south presence, or a lot of south presence, I would say probably 5 tanks, maybe 5 tanks or more, maybe 6 or more. You just go push this, the 260 can go take this. The Hori just stays here and covers this dip. What you could do is you could replace this 260 with a Sturv if you wanted, and put him here in the opening, and then you can go up here later to just shoot everything, basically. But you might need another guy to push this over, so I just bring a 260, and he's okay at sniping. He's not the worst, but up to you. If you bring the Sturvy, you probably send like double I7 up there if there is anything there, and then you send your 4 I7s with your double 279 in the front, and you go push with 6 down there. Yeah, that will kind of be it for this strat. If they are, I mean, if you see no south presence, I would probably rotate like double I7 south just to take the control. So maybe start working here. The only problem is you'll need your EBR to come out and come play like here-ish to basically spot their approach. Because if you just sit here with the buildings, you do not see their approach, and they just YOLO you and they kill you. So you're gonna need to be watching out for that. Just so now you can probably pressure up as well to like here maybe, or you can just sit on this building here. Kind of whatever you feel like you can do and get away with, and then you just keep the other 4 I7s here ready for maybe they just react after this. He double I7 south, they might just YOLO this, and then they're pushing into your fully set up crossfire, I hope, and you should be able to win that. But that's really it for Studzianki. It's very symmetrical, so you can kind of do strats from both sides without any issues. So yeah, I'll see you in some replays. Right, here is the first replay from east side. This is basically the strat I showed you. I think I have one extra 279 the normal, but you'll get the gist. Yeah, we're just going 2x for now. There's not really much happening, but yeah, I mean, right now you kind of see that there's nothing really spotted. So I'm not sending my I7s in straight because I want to know if the I7s are pushing in the south or not. So I'm just waiting for this 279 to kind of see anything. As soon as I see this I7 and A5, and they only have 3 left, I think, okay, they're not going to be pushing south. So, as you can see on the map, I rotate double I7. You could argue that I probably should have sent 3, just in case that they have 3 themselves, but it's fine. As well, for this guy, it's kind of unfortunate. I should have told the mouses one of them should be peeking here at all times to give a shot, and the other mouse should be watching this as well, so hopefully you deal 1,000 damage on this guy. You could change one of these mouses for a 705A to be on this corner. It's I mean, it's a very nice corner to, I mean, you could change both mouses if you really wanted, but I just like having the large health pools. But yeah, as you can see, this mouse just kind of goes in to try and kill this guy. Obviously, I use strike on him. He can't do this because I have the ORE. There you go. He takes 1,000. Car, I think, gets ammo racked, so he can't finish him, unfortunately. If he wasn't ammo racked, he would have been able to kill him. So unlucky there. Yeah, H7 shouldn't have pushed in there. I think I made a bad call telling him to go in to try and finish the mouse, but it was just bad. So yeah, I mean, right now, I mean, the trade was equal. I mean, we technically got more health than they killed, but it was a fine trade. Yeah, and after they see these double I7s, because they're EBLs in the south, they call a push. I mean, if H7 wasn't there, they'd catch literally nothing. Yeah, I would imagine they expected all of our I7s to be there. They're not. Technically, these people should not be on this side of the rail. They should be on this side of the rail. So they don't get shot when they go over, but you know, small things. As well, like this I7 position is also very annoying to kill. You know, if you hug this, then they have to go to like here to get shots on this I7. Don't even know how that didn't bend, but what was unlucky. Yeah, so now they're just pushing into a crossfire with 6k up, which is pretty nice. But now Spotless is being shot. He really should have been shooting the I7 on his left, but I understand why he wasn't, I guess, because he thought he was going to die quicker, but yeah, I mean, if he had done 2 shots, he would have basically needed to kill him. He needed one more shot to kill him, so, yeah, unlucky with them 2 bounces. Yeah, and with this, when they push this, obviously I just send my I7s in. Just try and catch these people. I mean, if I had H7 alive, I probably would be in a much better situation, because they'd probably both be here or something, so I would be fine. I kind of push out in the open, kind of like a retard. I didn't expect the stud to be here, which I should have. So now the health is kind of even again, and they have 1 south. Technically, I probably should have told Tigri to come in from base now to come clean up this fight. Luckily, I don't need to tell Banks to come in, but it should be Tigri coming in as well. Because, I mean, I doubt they will cap our base. Obviously, we just need 1 guy to go back to our base, so I don't think they would do that. But yeah, now the game is quite close when it really shouldn't be. You know, if I didn't send H7 in, if Tigri came in as well, if Spotless Pen and 2 shots on the I7s, I should have been probably faster at repushing this I7 on the outside, so Spotless lives. But yeah, now we have to kind of waste a shit ton of health to do this move with these 2 people, plus tanks to kill the Shigeru, so then Flip can go over to kill the Crossfire. After we kill the Sturv, we're basically fine now, which is nice. But yeah, it became close when it really shouldn't have been, but yeah. You also really need you to be able to stay alive on Studzianki for these kind of end games, because this end game could have been winnable for them. Maybe if they had more time, not 2 minutes, but you know. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty nice game, I would say, from seeing point of view, I guess. But yeah, some things to improve. Right, here is the replay, another replay from Eastside. I thought I'd just show you this because I think it's pretty good to show what happens if they... I think this is the replay where the enemy team put just YOLO through south. I'm pretty sure of it anyway. But yeah, there you go. I kind of split. I sent 3 tanks to go take that side because my EBR kind of cleared most of that side anyway. Okay, there's a few mistakes here. Obviously, I used to send this I7 into this just to do this, but I've changed it obviously to a 279 here, which is probably better. So that's one thing to minus. I don't know why H7 kept on pushing into their base. You know, funny moment, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, ideally you would have him here, and then you would have double mouse to cover this. That was kind of the idea of this strat. So I had a 1 mouse, like 2 mouses here to cover this guy, and then you also can shoot the back of this, so they can't stay safe on the back of this ridgeline. But you know, alas. I'm not sure if tanks could run fully. I'm guessing not if he stayed there. But there you go. Now it's a bit shit. We're in a pretty bad situation. Obviously, they get basically 2 guns for this. Tylo pushes out way too far and gets fucked. So, you know, unlucky there as well. So we are in quite a bad spot. So, yeah. Obviously, with the changes I've made, with, you know, a 279 being here, I don't think they would push this. I don't think. But, you know, if I had double mouse here as well, I'd probably be in a much better situation. Because now H7 is getting fucked from all sides because I think the mouse is too big to sit there. So, you know, unlucky. Yeah, now I have to repush the mid dip because, well, I can't push the south out, really. Maybe I could. What do I have? I would have had 5, so not really. But yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of just forced to repush this, really. Don't think I could have pushed out the south or the K line, mostly because they could have also gone to this side and killed the city, so now they're completely safe. So I think that was the only option. Yeah, I mean, luckily we have a serve and SDR, serve and a grill. I mean, the grill is gonna get killed, but you know, he trades okay for it. We played pretty well in city as well to clear it out. I think the enemy team was kind of overextended. I die, but health is not looking awful. So now we need to send some stuff back to base. If the enemy team decided not to cap here and kept on going, we probably would have lost this, to be honest, because we couldn't have stopped them from just killing our Sturv and then putting this EBR into the cap, and then they just hold. But you know, enemy team sometimes makes mistakes, so lucky as. But now it's just, they have 3 tanks in the middle of the open. I mean, they have 1 wreck to hide behind, but it's not enough. So you know, it becomes incredibly close for like no reason. I don't know why. So we had like 3 people able to shoot, or 4. Unlucky. So there we go. Health is still an issue, but they are in the middle of the open. That should be very farmable from all of our tanks. But yeah, you do need to be careful if they just continue to push. But I think since you don't have anyone in this stid they can't catch, maybe a 279 if he is faster, he can get away fully. And if this 279 gets to where David died, he can kind of angle up. So, and then you have a TD at the back here to cover him. So that's pretty good. And then they can't really push mid through the mid dip. So you kind of have this full control here. Okay, change. Right. Just get rid of this real quick. So I mean, what you'd have like this control, right? Oh, I guess like that. I guess is your control. If they don't decide, I mean, they probably won't decide to push your base when you've come back to here because you just fuck them. Since your EBR gets in the bush line as well, they can't really push this. You just suicide one of their EBRs to do it. Then, like, after you get tanks to here, they can no longer push. You have things in the city now. You can kind of crossfire the people that are here or here. So you should be okay. You just kind of need to hold this. And I mean, if you ideally, if the 279 can like run back to here, that'd be like fantastic. But most of the time, you'll only be able to run to here. But if you can get a tank back to this, it'd be also very good. Because they're forced to send something to like here to try and kill it if he's on this side of the building, and then you can just fuck him from the city. So yeah, ideally you get a tank back to this, even if it's one of the I7s. So yeah, that's it for the replays from east side. The first position from the west side is K3. You're basically using this position in, I mean, it can be a 279, really, that's probably ideal. But it can be other tanks if you want, and your idea is you're just spotting this. You spot everything here. I think you even spot this. The only thing you don't see is if they go like this. So you need to be like slightly worried about that. But most people are never driving like this. Most people are coming like this, so you should see them pushing the south. Afterwards, you can decide if you want to run away or stay if you have some fire support. And then you just get traded off if they try and kill you. Simple as. Right, next is H1. This is just a position to basically cover the K3 area, as well as, I mean, if they try and push this out, obviously you shoot them. You need to be a little worried that I think you can be shot from here. I think this is in render. No, nearly. I mean, if they get here, then yeah, they can shoot you, but they shouldn't be able to get here. So yeah, just another nice position to hold a south bush. Right, next position is B1. It's pretty simple. You're just shooting this if they push it, or this. You have a rock for cover, and you're just farming this the entire time that they're coming down. It's nice to obviously have a whole re there, probably, is what you would be ideal. Maybe an STRV, but a whole re can kind of deal with 6 GPs and other heavier tanks that might be pushing it, as well as you can cover this a bit easier. But, I mean, you can put TPs there, I7s there, just to be, you know, you can kill them if they come close. Right, next is another position just to kind of cover the a north push, I guess. It's just B3. Again, you're just here for crossfire. It makes them turn their turrets to kill you. So these people have easier shots when they come to here and turn their turrets to this guy. They have 3 pens. You could put a 60p here, but obviously, I mean, 60p would be ideal. Maybe a 279, but sometimes obviously you won't have that. If you're like pushing a tank up to here, you might just come back to here. So, but you know, same premise. They are shooting, you're getting easier shots on tanks as turrets. Right, next is C4. This is again just a position to cover a north push. I would put a 279 here, but can be obviously an E3, so you can go hold down on this rubble pile and look down this entire thing, but I prefer 279s for when they are pushing like this. You have double 279 or a 279 above them, and he's basically unpennable on other than cupolas, so it's just very nice. And obviously you have another tank to push if you're wanting to push the factory. But it can be anything. It can be a TP. I guess TP 279E3 is probably the only things I would put here. Maybe a Jaegeru if you really wanted. But yeah, just a nice position. It also can, like, you can also use the bush here to spot any kind of bush coming here. But normally you'll have something else to do that. Right, next is D4. You're kind of just using the position. I personally put a mouse here. This is basically a position to kind of just hold this flank. But I don't know, if you're doing like a south push, you put a guy here, or well, you put a guy here that can maybe back off into this, and yeah, he's just staying alive for as long as he can while being covered from maybe here, and maybe here if you can, and he just lives ideally, or he trades off his health. If it is a mouse that has 3.5k health, you're going to trade off probably. I mean, ideally, you probably do 5k for that, really. If you have like a Hori, this mouse is doing shots, and maybe has some other things here and here. And yeah, it's a good trade for you. Right, next is A5. This is just kind of, well, in the start, you probably are sending an EBR here. It is dangerous to go on top of this because they could be all aiming and you die, but normally you can just do like a run on this to spot whatever's here or coming here, or if they're doing a straight push. Obviously afterwards you can put like a 260 or an I7 here that kind of provides cross shots into this. But yeah, that's really it. Right, next is D5. Yeah, I guess D5, D6. I guess more D6. This is kind of used from both spawns, but it's basically just used, well, I use it to spot this. You just basically spot the entire of this, like, I don't know, gorge, dip, whatever you want to call it, a gully, I don't know. And yeah, you're just basically spotting them if, I don't know, you've opened quite heavy north, and they've opened south, and they kind of want to go like this after you repush this. You see it so early that you can kind of like get ready for the push itself. So yeah, it's a nice position. Right, another position that kind of does the same is the dip in e6. Again, you're kind of just using this as a hold down to spot this, but you can also be peeking up here in an i7 or other things with turret armor and spot, well, this cross. You don't spot the full cross, so they can spot unspotted, but as you can see, it is quite far they need to cross. They need to cross literally on the red line to do it unspotted, which obviously wastes time for them compared to going like this, this way. So yeah, it's just kind of nice as a time waster. You also make sure that they are not crossing like dogs. And yeah, but obviously they can just send 2 tanks up for this and kill you, so you need to be kind of worried about that. Maybe you do a south play with this guy, so you might be able to spot them. But yeah, up to you. Okay, I'm just gonna probably just shorten this, but this is for the east side. I'm not going to explain every position again because it's literally basically the same. So this position is basically the same. This is 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 the same. So we will get started on the other positions. So we will start with this position on the K line. So K9. This is kind of an alternative to this position, but it is a bit less safe, I guess. You normally can use this in a 279 or i7, or probably, I mean, that's probably it, really. And you're basically using it again to spot this cross. You have a little ridge line here that you can just go hold down on. I used to put an i7 here, but I got killed by a Hori once, so I just never used it again. But you can use it. I think he got penned by a Hori. Oh no, it was a 279 I used it, and he got penned by a Hori. But they can also, if they come out wide to here, they can get shots, so you need to be careful. So that's why I stopped using it, but it can be okay as a position, and you can maybe use it as a TD if you're playing south yourself. Right, I'm just going to cover the next 2 positions together. So you have these 2 positions. This is the positions are just basically used to cover this guy in the house. You have a lot of trees here that you can knock over to make a little nest for your TD. In this area here, you can obviously just shoot. There are some trees and shit in the way, so you shouldn't really get spotted, especially if you're knocking down all these trees. And then you can maybe fall back into this, especially if you're like a stirb for this position. You can go all the way back into this and shoot even more if they manage to kill this guy. That's why this position is dicey, because obviously if they kill this guy and then they keep on pushing, you get spotted and you die. But if you have enough south, maybe you have, I don't know, like 3 people hiding here, this position is probably fine.